The presenting sponsor of Upmarket is Fotello, the best AI editing platform. Snap, upload, and deliver at fotello.co. Coming to you from the Upmarket studio in beautiful San Buenaventura, California, this is Upmarket, a podcast about the business of real estate photography and media. My name is Reed Fish. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of Upmarket Media. I thought I'd just change up the intonation there.
Yeah,
it worked well. Well, I'm Mark Corcoran here once again. Whew. Every week you're here, almost.
I'm going to put my name on the seat, man. This is my seat now.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I don't know. Definitely, her name is on the seat over there in the producer's chair. It's Molly Peart.
What's up, everybody?
Well, they can't answer.
What up?
Yeah, what's
well,
up?
You guys can answer.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
What's up, you two?
Nothing. Oh, we're doing a podcast.
Oh, good.
That's what's up. So another week here in our weekly show. So there's still stuff going on though. I wanted to shout out, it just got announced at the end of April, there is a WTF workshop.
Yeah.
Wayne, Tony Frazier, the legends of the luxury photography workshop things at PMRE are doing a PMRE sponsored workshop in Carmel, California.
Yeah. I mean, that is such a beautiful spot. Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
So I think it's like April 24th or something. I don't think there's a dedicated website, but I think if you search PMRE or go to the PMRE Facebook group, there's information about it, or search that online, or send us a DM on Upmarket Pod and we can send you a link to that. I know our editor, Bethany, will be there, and we'll talk a little bit more about it during the show. But yeah, that's a great workshop if you're interested in luxury. And then too, a quick reminder, we are in the middle of our giveaway from iGuide. So go to goiguide.com/upmarket. If you want to win, get this, $1,000 gift card to Home Depot. Whew, I know. So that's a lot of 2x4s you can buy right there.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, we got a few of those we can give away, but you can buy anything.
And that is to celebrate their site plans that have launched. So go to goiguide.com and check all about site plans. We love those, but get in on that giveaway. It's going until April 15th, I believe. So you can declare it on next year's taxes if you win. Yeah. So anyway, today, Mark, luxury's on the brain now. There's this workshop happening, and I think we've talked about it. We talked about it a bit in the mastermind episode last week, of how we're positioning our business and how we're kind of thinking about luxury specifically, and for kind of, and seen through the prism of like, we've been struggling is maybe too hard of a term, but we've been, getting nibbled along the edges on our luxury side by competition.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of like it's zooming all the way back on our business, right? And like, we're always trying to be a one-stop shop. We want to do everything. We want to say yes to everything. But then if you're a competitor kind of looking at us and trying to figure out how do you maneuver around us and offer something different, then I think, and we've kind of seen that's been maybe not a blind spot, but maybe just a bit of a weakness where someone has been like, what can I do differently from these guys? And I feel like the luxury kind of more cinematic, especially on the video side, is where we're seeing that they're getting, competitors are kind of coming in.
Well, yeah, and I think it speaks to kind of what we had talked about in the mastermind episode was like, hey, if you're starting your business over right now, what advice would you give or how would you do it? And one of my points was, well, I would actually go the luxury route because it's harder to compete, I think, on with the businesses that have scaled, right? Where we have all our systems in place, where we have a team where we can shoot tomorrow, basically any time, and then deliver everything next morning. Well, those systems are easier to set up now, but they're not as easy as doing it all yourself. I mean, in a way, right? Like you can just start. What I'm basically saying is like, it's hard to set up an entire business, but if you want to just shoot luxury on your own, you can do it if you have the talent. And so, and all you need is like one or two clients and you can break in and all of a sudden you're shooting these showcase properties.
Yeah. And you can obviously charge a lot more for those properties.
Yeah.
There's not going to be the kind of volume of the kind of bread and butter, I call it, of what we do, right?
Right. Well, and it's also, I feel like so many people in that space the brand is them. And which is what we've moved away from. And I think a little bit why we're vulnerable. So it's not Mark Corcoran photography and Mark, the master photographer, is going to go shoot.
Yeah.
When you're ordering a luxury package from us, you can request Mark, but that doesn't mean you're going to get him. And so, and I have actually full confidence in any of our staff that they can go and do a killer job on any luxury property, but that's not necessarily what the client is thinking. They're like, oh no, I want the name brand. I want the main person.
I find that if it's like a kind of a more of a bread and butter listing, then, any of our team can do it. But if that agent suddenly gets something that's way outside of their normal range, and then like, this one's got to be special because I'm trying to break into this market and I got to do this kind of video, and then they're feeling that. Yeah. But we have other agents that pretty much all they do is luxury stuff at the beach. And for whatever reason, it seems to just be the normal real estate. Like, I need it. Right. And what we do is like, it kind of fits in the wheelhouse of that. Right. So for the regular agent that gets all the luxury listings all the time, and everything has to be like, go, then we can work.
Well, also those agents aren't, they're particular in a way, but they're also like, they're used to doing luxury every day. And so they're like, oh no, this actually works, and like the agent who doesn't have the luxury listing is like, oh, I really need to pull out all the stops on this because this is my one big chance to be a luxury agent.
I really want to knock it out.
And, I think you've just noticed that, and it's always kind of been like that. Like recently though, kind of the most expensive home in Ojai came on the market, got a lot of press as a celebrity, and, it's like $10 million place. And it's like, we didn't shoot it. And, the other one that just overtook that one, I think, for the most expensive home in Ojai, we didn't shoot. But a lot of times, and this is very particular to Ojai, where I live, where I started my business, is on the really high end of the market, people tend to use LA agents, even though we're an hour and a half out of LA. I noticed that too, right? And then I don't have, I just don't have those relationships, and I don't really care about those relationships either. So
yeah, because the super high end, even though they're it's like their second homes for someone who lives in LA that already has contacts and has their real estate guy that they work with.
So $10 million second home. Yeah. It's great.
I know. Yeah. It's like, you're at that level. It's like you got 4 or 5 of those things scattered around, right? So they do have that LA Compass agent or whoever it is.
Yeah. And so they'll call, Noel Kleiman to come up but really also, but there's some people locally who are, who are doing a bit of luxury. So, so that really got us thinking like, how do we play defense on this? And, cause it feels like there's been enough of a hit where we notice. And I mean, we're still fine. I mean, we're still getting new clients all the time. And like,
business is growing. Business is
for
good.
Sure. But you're just like, is that a vulnerability for us? Is that the Achilles heel of our business? And I don't know if I would quite put it like that, but it's definitely been something that's been on my mind. And then this workshop comes up for the WTF workshop, which we just pimped out in the beginning. And Bethany, our editor, texted me and she was like, well, I'm going to go to this. And, cause she and Nikki, who works for us, are kind of like best friends and BFFs. And she's like, oh, it sure would be great if Nikki went to that, we could take a road trip up the coast together and think of all the fun content we could get.
It's a few hours from us. So it's easy, I guess, for her.
Exactly. And it's, and it wouldn't cost, I think the workshop's $1,000 or $1,200 or something. And then by the time travel, it would be $2,000 or $3,000 to send Nikki, but not crazy expensive, but not free.
So you and I were kind of going back. Does this make
Bethany's
sense?
Like, it sure would be great, send it. And then we kind of were like, I don't know, that's not the worst idea.
Yeah. So we were discussing it and we're like, the workflow for that kind of a shoot is like, probably going back to my old Flambiant days, and Nikki doesn't have any experience with kind of Flambiant for real estate. So it would be working, an entire new workflow for her. And we're like,
so I'm just laughing because I realized we never even talked to Nikki about this, but we're just going to talk about it.
You're welcome, Nikki. I'm sure
she listens to the show. So hey, Nikki. Funny, but so, because I was like, well, maybe it could be really good. You're just learning some concepts and, where to place the camera. But you're like, oh no, their whole system is lighting and everything. And I'm like, oh shit.
I'm sure some of their stuff is single exposure, but most of it's manipulating light and adding light and bringing in light from, it's like a whole thing.
Oh geez. Yeah.
Which, Nikki could learn that, but then it's like, is she just that person? And then we have to get that equipment for her. And how do we kind of market that and use
part
that?
of it, I think the bigger thing is like, how do we delineate and how do we market it? Because I think one of the things that we've done over the last 5 years is really kind of hone in on what our business is. And we've kind of spoken to those strengths. And I think for so long, before we merged really more than that, is we were positioning ourselves when our company was called Two Fish Digital as, digital marketing for small businesses with an emphasis on real estate. Where in reality, we were like 90% real estate, and we would have these, a few other, small business clients that we do longer form video for. And doing that under the umbrella of the same company was actually really hard in what do you even have on your website?
Right. How do you market basically two separate businesses under one umbrella? And
exactly.
It gets a bit muddy.
And later I kind of realized, you just need two different business names. But then you have to manage two different sides of your company and two different.
Yeah. Two social medias, two everything. It's
And so I think people would just get confused that they would look at us for, regular marketing video and then just see all our real estate prices and all the real estate stuff. And then
you go to your YouTube and it's all real estate, and it's kind of, kind of what you get known for.
So that experience makes me think of like, well, even though this is two sides of the same coin, it's all real estate, but it's your luxury and then you're kind of the non-luxury. It's like, shit, then how do you put that on the website?
Right. We do an HDR and then a plan, and
right, exactly.
Our clients don't know the difference. So the marketing would have to be, client facing, but I don't know. It seems messy and.
So but still we're like, well, I don't know. This could be a really good idea, because if we can, and the other baseline thing, which I know longtime listeners of the show know this, I don't give a shit about luxury thing. I don't want to shoot it.
Right.
And you're at the point in your career, you don't want to shoot it.
No. I mean, we're adjacent to Montecito, one of the most affluent areas in the whole country.
Yeah.
$20+ million properties. And we've shot a couple of them, and we just don't do them regularly because we don't really market to that.
No. And I think too, whereas I think a lot of other people that I see in our industry really actually have a passion for these type of homes and stuff. I just don't give a shit. I do not need to even walk around a $20 million Montecito home. Right. I don't even find it interesting.
No, and people want to flex about how many $1 million worth of real estate they shot, which is like, to me, meaningless. But it's like we've said before, like you go into those homes and the shoot can go okay, but then it's like, the homeowner actually wanted this. Yeah. You can have 2, 3, 4 trips back to the property and it ends up being.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I just think that it really speaks to, like, if you're into that, and there's nothing wrong with being into it. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. It's just like, it shows in my work. I just don't care in the same way. And so like, I'm not going to produce as good of work. And so I think when you are really, really into it, it shows. And that's where you can have a leg up, is if you actually feel passionate about that. Where I feel like if I'm feeling passionate about this business, it's when we're sending our team out and they're spending 3 hours at a property and we're billing $1,000. That's what I like.
Right. I'm passionate about that too.
I like the full media package on a 1,500 square foot, single family home in a housing tract.
You deliver it. They love the quality of it. It looks awesome, and you're done in and out in a day.
And
it's not a full day shoot with the whole thing.
Yeah. And so it's like, we make money, we give our staff hours. It's no muss, no fuss. It's the best. So that's where my passion really lies.
Yeah, and that's just kind of how the business, for better or worse, is kind of positioned at this point.
Right. And so if we're not going to be like the luxury shooters, then someone on the team has got to do it, right? And Nikki is obviously the candidate for that, because I think she does find, I think, the different homes really interesting, and there's a lot for her to hook onto in that. But then how do we market it? So we brought this to Jeff, our business advisor, who's supposed to come back on the show.
Yeah. We'll nail him down at some point.
As he's listening to this, I'm going to give him a hard time, but he's not listening to this. But I'm still going to give him a hard time anyway. But he'll get back on the show, because that man just has 5 million things of wisdom. But we kind of went over all the same stuff we just talked about. And it was really, I thought it was interesting, because Jeff is really the kind of guy who, more often than not, we come up with ideas or we're asking his advice, and he'll go, well,
or
have
it's
you
like,
thought about this? Have you thought about this?
Let's analyze it. Does it make sense?
And he leaves you an out. Where on this one, he's like, don't send Nikki to that workshop.
Yeah. We're like, we're going to do it. It's going to cost this much, and this is why. No. And he just shut it down immediately.
Yeah.
We're kind of like both like, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Nikki. But nothing to do with you. But he said, he's like, that's playing defense, and you don't want to play defense. Lean into actually what your business is and be on offense. And it was like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
And he acknowledged I think the same as we acknowledge is like, we can't abandon luxury. We don't want to do that. It has to be a part of it. It has to be part of our marketing. But I don't think that's the driver of our business, because we do want to make sure that we can shoot every type of property for all types of clients. But I don't think we're positioning ourselves as like, well, we can't, because there's already a number one luxury.
Oh my God,
luxury,
that's right.
luxury.
Claim that title.
Yeah.
Well, it's just kind of about positioning, right? It's like we can have Nikki go to the workshop, be trained up.
Yeah.
Then we have to send her on basically a full day shoot to get this whole thing, because they're going to want the car in the driveway and the cinematic shots and the twilight and and it's just like, that's just not scalable for us. It's just not really feasible. And to me, that kind of, quote unquote luxury is such a small subset of what we're trying to do.
And it's also, again, it begs the point of like, we haven't even talked to Nikki about this. So I don't even know that that's what she would want to do anyway.
Right. Maybe that is a nightmare to Nikki too. And it's like, forget it.
Yeah, it could be. So Jeff was saying, no, do all the other stuff that you're doing. Keep marketing, keep getting all these new clients, keep trying to expand your territory.
Yeah.
I mean,
keep focusing on the high middle where the bulk of the volume of the market is. And then also like we said, we're not abandoning luxury. We still do plenty of it. We're just doing it in our way, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's like leaning into what else we can do that's unique to us, right?
And that's fine. And maybe the luxury sweet spot for us is, and for, in most places, I think, or at least the old definition was, if it's over $1 million, it's luxury. And here you're kind of to the point where it's almost, if it's over $2 million, it's luxury. Although any $1.5 million house, everyone thinks it's, they're going to try to position it as luxury, because it's
the median price is pretty close to $1 million. So,
So I think where our sweet spot on the luxury side seems to be in the $1 to $4 million range in terms of houses. And when they get to the $8-10 million, people, I think, are looking at other places to get their media. And I'm like, I think I'm fine with that, actually.
Yeah. What is that? Half a dozen, at most houses a year. So it's like, if we lose that,
not in Montecito. In Montecito, there's more.
Well,
yeah. But like in Santa Barbara, but here, in Ventura County, there's just, there's handfuls. They exist, but that's not the majority of the market. So,
And it's just, the other thing too, is like when we first merged, we had Dustin on our team, and he was kind of, more capable, I guess, of that luxury, because he's all about video. He came from that video thing.
Yeah. He's a film guy. He's not even a video guy. He's a film guy. And so, So
we were maybe back then doing more of that, or we had more ability to do that. We had some properties in Malibu and some other stuff that I feel like we knocked it out of the park on the luxury level.
Yeah, for sure.
We just don't necessarily have that capability right now. So it's like, are we trying to reinvent it and get our team to the point where they can all do that? That just seems like a pretty big hurdle where we're just have new hires and we're trying to bring them up to,
it just
the base level. So,
well, and I think it just is like ultimately, I think we all have to look in our heart and see, well, where do you actually want to go? And I think for both of us, it's like, okay, well, we could build this luxury side of our business, but we're both like, oh, Jesus, I don't want to do that.
Right.
So why should we do? We shouldn't do that.
We got to listen for it. Then
listen to our gut, and where it's like, oh yeah, I want to do this. I want to get to a point where we need a fourth shooter, and a fifth shooter. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So
and that defensive mindset, I think, is like, especially when you're growing, you just want to say yes to everything and be able to do everything. And we do market ourselves as the one-stop shop, but it's like there are certain things where it's like maybe we don't have to be everything to every agent all the time.
Mark. Ooh.
We can have 80% of the market or 90% of the market and be able to capture all of that. And then if we lose a little bit on the top, then we lose a little bit on the top.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good initially, that initial kind of defensive reaction.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Shit, so-and-so's doing that. Or, we used to shoot for them and now they're using this guy for that because they don't think we're capable of that somehow.
Yeah.
So it's like, are we not, quote unquote, good enough at what we're doing? But it's like, no, it's just a different model, I guess, for the same industry.
Right, for sure. And that's the thing is I can hold our work up to anybody. It's fine. But is it's just not going to be that bespoke, like, spend all day at a house shoot.
Right.
It's just not.
Doing time lapses and capturing the whole thing that people geek out on.
We can
love.
absolutely do that, but that's just not worked into our workflow, not baked into our workflows.
Yeah.
So
it's switching from being like, oh crap, we're losing that. How are we going to do that? To being like kind of at peace with it, I guess, and letting that go to an extent.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we just shot a $3 million listing in Ojai, and I feel like it looked great. And did aerials. We're going back for video, and we'll knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
And it'll look great, and the agent will love it. But
yeah, exactly. Well,
we do a lot. We just don't do everything. And we have to be okay with that.
Exactly. Let go. That's I've been saying that for a long time. Okay, I'm going to let go of this segment. So let's take a quick break. Molly's going to get on the mic for some social media sidebar action. And then we're going to come back and we'll talk more about not playing defense. Yeah, as I like to be, offensive.
That's our sweet spot.
So we've talked a little bit on this show about problems with employees, and technically we're all employees. It's a corporation. No one, Mark's an employee, I'm an employee. So I did want to highlight a problem we've had with one of our employees, Mark, forgetting to upload photos.
I know. Such a rookie mistake.
To our VA who processes them in Fotello. And so Mark last Friday forgot to upload a certain shoot. And then Monday morning, client's like, where are my photos? Well, guess what? They had not been done yet. But because we use Fotello, we were able to get them done within 20 minutes.
Yeah. Chelsea literally slacked me. I'm like, shoot, where are those photos? I'm like, I had them SD card, computer, Fotello, back into the system and delivered like literally less than 30 minutes. I was like, oh man, thank God.
There you go. So look, our workflows are that would have been such a crisis, 8 or 9 months ago before we started using Fotello.
We would have been another 12 plus hours out from delivery.
Yeah. So I would go check out, if I were you, if I was a viewer or listener, I would check out fotello.co and check out their AI editing workflow. I mean, basically, you upload your photos, they're going to be ready within 15 minutes. I mean, it's phenomenally fast and the quality is outstanding. And with their Photon 6.0 system, it's like the colors are vivid, the window pulls are great, the verticals are straight. I mean, so many things about it are just fantastic, and it's done super fast. You can also deliver, you can order, I don't know. There's
we've been dabbling with their other additions, right? The virtual staging, the virtual twilights, all of that stuff is just a click of a button away, and it's all in there.
Absolutely. So check it out, fotello.co. Use the link in our bio on Instagram if you want to check it out. Site plan fever is gripping Southern California right
gripping
now.
The nation. Are you kidding?
And North America, let's say, because obviously, in Canada, I don't know. I think the snow's getting close to melting, so I bet there's going to be more site plans once all that snow is melted.
They come out of hibernation soon. Yeah,
but we're loving the new site plan feature from iGuide. So basically, look, you're going to be able to scan your property as you normally would if you're doing an iGuide tour, and then you just do a few more outside scans, and you can output a site plan for your client. And this is a great thing because you can upcharge the client. We love, Molly, you know how much I love upcharging.
Yes. And it's kind of a new visual they can add in, right? And it's just cool. People like it, and like the details, the trees, the walkways, whatever they got in there. It's really cool.
And so to celebrate site plans coming out, which it's cause for celebration, but iGuide is just they're throwing their weight around, and they're giving one of our listeners $1,000 at Home Depot. That's crazy. So you can go to goiguide.com/upmarket and you enter your email address there, and then you give a follow to go_iGuide and to Upmarket Pod on Instagram. You have to do all those three things.
Check all those boxes,
which is not that hard. And then you're going to be entered to win $1,000 US. I mean, look, they're a Canadian company, and their dollar is weak right now, and they're still going to pony up for $1,000 US. So if you win this and you're in Canada, boy, you're going to be rich.
Man, everyone can find something they like at Home Depot, right? There's got to be something there for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not very handy.
Yeah,
but
they have rugs and cool things.
Oh, they have barbecues. I like barbecue.
Yeah. There you go.
I like furniture. They have like outdoor
appliances,
furniture.
Whatever you want. Yeah, you're covered.
Yeah, laundry.
Oh.
If you need it now.
Cleaning supplies.
Refrigerator.
Yeah, I don't need it. I have
trash can for the studio. I mean,
there
anything.
You go. Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, think of all the things you could do with $1,000 from Home Depot. Thank you, iGuide. Go iGuide.com/upmarket. Enter that sweepstakes, drawing, whatever we're calling it. All right, social media sidebar. We are Upmarket Pod across all social media, which is very, very active now, our social media. Yes. All these clips coming down. Occasionally, we got to do more fun content. We did our real estate media therapy. That's good. That's going to be an ongoing series.
Yeah.
That hit pretty well.
Yeah.
Read script writing if you couldn't tell.
Well, I do have experience.
Yeah, you do.
Writing scripts.
Yeah.
Follow us. We're on TikTok. We're on TikTok, YouTube. You got to follow us on YouTube.
Instagram.
That's Instagram. Oh, yeah.
Facebook.
That's a good one. Facebook. Love that too. Although that's not, anyway, we got to get that all ironed out. Facebook is really difficult to give someone else access to your business account thing. It's really
when
really
you have
hard.
your own personal.
We're going through that with ILYSM too. Because Tyler's got like 400,000 followers on Facebook and we're trying to get it in front of people. So follow that pod too, ILYSM pod on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts, on Instagram. Love that. Ventura Kiwi. Reedfish LYSM, Molly P Media.
There you go.
Yeah,
yes.
It's all our personal handles. Molly, what you're the social media expert. What's going on? What's going down right now?
Well, for Upmarket Pod, we are doing really well. Just consistency has been great. I mean, seeing the growing followers has been something that's been motivating for me. A little by little. It's not like this extreme.
Yeah,
but we're
getting more now with the giveaway. What's they called? iGuide.
Yeah. iGuide giveaway. Yes. And when we can get a guest, like in this past mastermind we did with Alex Coombs, she loves to collaborate, so it's always great to
love that, Alex. Thank you.
Get our exposure out to new people. And, the fun videos are something I want to start doing more of. And, balancing both Upmarket Media as well as Upmarket Pod.
Yeah.
But what
are we doing on Upmarket Media? Because that's what our listeners all have their own media accounts.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So consistently, we're always doing a House of the Week, and I definitely tried a new template that I created for our House of the Week post, and I wanted to kind of elevate our brand, not to sound luxury or anything.
Yeah. Well, you got to play some defense there.
Yes. The first one I kind of did when I first joined the team was just kind of a test, and I feel like when I use one image and kind of have like a dim overlay, it kind of makes it more luxury.
So a dim, making it look a little more muted and
so the house is kind of hidden, and then you swipe to kind of reveal
and it flows really well. And then I always think music elevates a post no matter what.
Sure.
And I do think you have to be conscientious of what music you're choosing. It can't just not hit the vibe of the post. It has to kind of be on brand with what you're posting.
Well, yeah, I noticed in the most recent one, we did a little more editorial style photo as the cover photo. And I think how our House of the Week posts had been, it was always usually a wide shot of the, the front hero shot.
Or the killer or Twilight or something that grabbed you.
Yeah. And I think consistently those posts just do not get a lot of engagement.
I feel like they get a lot of a send. Those kind of they mail out depending on the property. If it's listed, as I like to say, and I've talked with you about this, Reed, like doing more, family homes. Those tend to get a lot more engagement. I mean, luxury homes still do, especially, beach houses. Those are
sure.
But I would say if the realtor doesn't collab, I think it makes it a little more difficult for engagement.
Of course.
So.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of the House of the Week. We can engage with them, and I know we've done it with the stager who's been there, and they like to share it. So then suddenly the real estate team is sharing it, so you're getting multiple people putting it out.
Collab.
But I like this recent template I have used.
Well, but I think that's and I don't think it's actually defense. I think it is a bit offense. Actually, is when we do that, when we are posting on social media and we are highlighting a luxury property, make sure that we have, because if we're doing a luxury property, we are including, some of those editorial style shots. So I think that's what we kind of want to lean into, I think a little bit, just to make sure that we are, again, not trying to be all things to all people, but at least show the range of what we can do. And I think those posts get more engagement on social.
Yeah, they just work better. More vertical shots, tighter. It just looks better, cleaner.
Yeah,
for sure.
I really do like it. And I see what competitors are doing, but I think we can do, like Mark said earlier, do our own take of how we handle luxury properties. And
there you go.
I think it's a smart way of doing it. And I think Nikki also does a great job of bringing a new side of luxury in with a fun, creative personality, like she's done in the past with some of the reels. She was just on, like, one week she was just posting nonstop.
She gets on a roll for sure.
She does, and brings a new perspective.
Well, yeah, and I think she'll do the walkthrough Wednesdays, and a lot of times those are on a luxury property, but she always has there's always that kind of fun Nikki vibe with it.
Yeah, I mean, post Super Bowl, she did a Bad Bunny song to a property, and that did well. And I thought that was creative and fun. Yeah. So she has a great personality for social media, for sure.
Some of our clients were on there, and someone who used to use us kind of uses us, like, oh, this is all, you're going to do a video for me on the next one. Because they just engage with that, and it kind of resonates.
There you go. Boom. All right. Thanks, Molly.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for sitting in.
All right, we'll be back with a lot more fun talk and action items. I feel like the main topic of discussion on this podcast over the last few weeks has been HD Photo Hub, but we're still going to do an ad for them. But, I think we've shown 2 episodes ago, we had a whole half about HD Photo Hub and how awesome it is. And so we can condense it into 1 minute here. Look, they're phenomenal. It has all the capabilities that you want in your kind of white labeled back-end system that you interface with your clients with. They can order, you can deliver the photos, they pay, scheduling, you can do travel fees, whatever. All the
you
stuff.
might be like us, you might think you're baked into your system and you're like never changing, but then suddenly you're like, man, this is actually a better option, and they make it easy and streamlined, and they'll help you through the whole process.
And have you seen the marketing kits? Ooh. Molly, you were impressed with the marketing kits. As a social media person, look, as if your realtor has a social media manager, or if they don't, could you imagine how much easier your life would be with those tools, with all that content that HD Photo Hub automatically produces with the marketing kit?
The stress would just be gone.
Yeah. And you would implore, if you were the realtor's social media manager, you would implore them to spend the extra $50 that they would spend with us to get that marketing kit. But guess what? For us, it only costs $5. So that's a $45 profit.
Good margins.
You can make more money with HD Photo Hub. So check it out. Go to hdphotohub.com. Use the code Upmarket, and if you're a new user, you're going to get 15 free full deliveries. I think that's 15 free marketing kits. So look, that can make you like $600, $750 right there.
And you're going to look so good for your clients. Come on.
Oh yeah, you're going to look like us. Woo. Dare to dream. Molly, if there was one word you could use to describe Second Floor, what would it be?
Slay, or ultimate slay.
Wow.
That's not one word. That's not one word.
Exactly. I had to use 2.
Yeah. Well, Second Floor, the Second Floor app is a lot of words, but they have push them all together. So they're all about that, adding more for
creating new words. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it slays. It actually is the ultimate slay, because look, you can take your iPhone out. 5 minutes, you can have a floor plan, deliver it to your client right there. And it's accurate.
And you can throw in some GLA. Everyone likes the GLA. I mean, come on. God.
Mark, don't.
Is that your favorite acronym?
I told you not to say certain things on this show. I don't want to get too excited. But yes, you can put some GLA in there. And
special sauce.
Yeah, special sauce. And you can deliver it right to your client right then. And for that instant delivery, you can upcharge them for that or not. Just be a nice person. Just give it to them. Just be like, show them how cool you are. So go to secondfloorapp.com /upmarket, and you're going to get a free month of service if you sign up and check it out. So Mark, let's drill down a little bit more. And I think why we were kind of in this position where we felt like we needed to talk to Jeff and he had to tell us not to be defensive. It's because I think we were feeling emotionally defensive. Because I think we've had, and this is really over the last year, actually, I feel like we've had some of these clients who have churned on us a little bit are people that we were like, oh, they're like our friends.
Yeah. And you didn't really know that anything was, you weren't satisfying their media needs or whatever or otherwise. And then it's just like suddenly you see an Instagram story and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
They're on a shoot with so-and-so. And you're like, wait a second.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, and so I think just naturally, and I'm sure it's happened to every listener here, right? You have someone that's shooting with you and then they go and try out a competitor or they whatever, who knows what they're doing. And they don't want to confront you about it. They don't want to tell you about it. But somehow they also just then post it on Instagram when they know you're going to see their stories. And so you're like, oh,
that's their sly way of letting you know without actually confronting it, I guess.
Yeah. And so I think just on an emotional level, it doesn't feel very good.
No. Yeah. And I mean, we've had that happen before where it's like, you'll see it pop up and then the next shoot, they'll use you. Oh yeah, we didn't use you on that one. The homeowner knew this photographer. And so that happens a lot, but it's like,
and that's what I've trained myself to be. Oh, let me, if you see 2 or 3, then it's it's an issue.
Then it feels more personal. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause you also don't want to just like immediately be, what are you doing? Did you use somebody else? Cause you don't want to seem defensive and you just want to seem cool. And, but you also want to check in and, well, is there something we're not doing right? So you got to walk that line.
Yeah. So it is that uncomfortable feeling because we've been in this game for years and we know a lot of these clients, we know their kids and where they go on vacation and you feel like you have that more of a friendship relationship. So when it's those people that are kind of close into you like that, that you're just like, that kind of, that hurts a bit more, right?
It does. And I think what you had just realized is you're like, oh yeah, there's just no loyalty.
No. And you're like, then your mind starts spinning.
No real loyalty. I think there is, but you're just like, oh, there's just been enough now where I'm like, wow, that's not the person I would have thought who would have. Some people you're like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah,
they'll just use whoever, or they call you. You can't do it the next day. They'll call someone else. They don't care. But it's like.
But the people that you're like, and two, it's like we live in relatively small towns, and it's like we're gonna run into these people, and you're just like, well, that's gonna be a little awkward. But I mean, and the simple fact is, no one owes it to you to use you again. No, I mean we don't
have these people locked into contracts or anything, right?
It's you have to earn. Well, sometimes you do, and then they still don't. There was
the one contract, I guess.
Yeah, just the one.
The one exclusive contract.
Just the one big one. You have to continually earn people's business, right? I mean, that's really what you have to look at is be like, oh, you can't really take anything for granted because people will, I don't know. There's just also human nature where it's like you kind of maybe want to see what else is out there.
Yeah, like it's almost like kind of chase the shiny object, right? Yeah. Maybe another agent uses another person, and there's a certain look to it. Oh, that looks cool. Who did you use? Oh, I might try that.
Yeah,
rather than what we want, right? Is then for them to come. Oh, can you guys do this kind of look, or can you guys do a video where I'm on camera, or can they just will go to that other person because we haven't shown them in our typical deliverables what they've seen, I guess.
Well, no, and I think ultimately, with just certain people, you're just like, oh, I guess I just had hoped they would have a conversation first. But of course, it's an uncomfortable conversation, and they don't want to have it. Just like right now, there's a couple people, and I'm like, wow, did they use someone else? I want to have a conversation about that, but like, I don't really actually want to have that conversation. And so I'm avoiding it. And also, I want to make sure that I process and get to a place where I can be, when I quote unquote, confront someone about, oh, are you not using us anymore? Like, I don't want to come off as defensive. I don't want to come off as angry. I don't want to come off as hurt, even though I'm all those things, right?
And there was, when I started, kind of the same time you did, there was a big player in town who kind of had a lot of listings. And I think both of us started kind of creeping in and taking his clients just for whatever reason. And then I heard stories about him confronting agents in a parking lot when they're getting out of their car and like being like very aggressive about it. And just like, we never want to come at it from that angle. And so, you want to let that kind of simmer down a bit and come from a positive place with it, right? Right. Where, a place where you can learn and be like, well, why, what were we not doing right? Did you just need, where you come at it with the mindset of empathy rather than, of defensiveness, I think is or how can we do better and what can we change?
So I'll probably never talk to those people.
We don't have that kind of time to let it simmer down.
Because I'll just be cussing them out.
But like your initial defensive reaction when you see that is your head starts spinning, right? Oh, it must be a price thing. Oh, are we...
Right.
is there someone who's just undercutting us, or is it a certain look, or is there a certain quality, and your head starts kind of spinning. So without having the conversation, you're kind of left in that spinning kind of reel of not knowing.
Well, and then you're just like, we need to make sure that we're attacking the luxury thing. Then all of a sudden you're scrambling because you don't even know what the issue is.
Right.
But I mean, we're smart. We can kind of figure it out that you're like, certain people are looking for these, obviously they're using these other people who are doing these other, their videos are a certain style. You're like, well, I get it,
Yeah. When the quality is with a separation in quality or whatever, then you can, or a different look, then you can get it.
Yeah.
But there's other people in our market when you're like, wait, what?
Who've downgraded.
Yeah. I'm like, they're not doing that for quality reason. I don't think their prices are that different from us. It's like nothing happened. There were no ruffled feathers that I know of. So it's like, I don't know. It's just kind of mysterious at this point, but but that's kind of set us off on this kind of defensive, like spinning path, right? Of like figuring that out.
Well, right. And so you're trying to, kind of cover your ass a little bit. And that's not the best mindset to be in. And I think it's just like, it is just checking in with yourself, checking in with those agents when you are ready to talk to them. And you can do it in a way that is, that's going to be a positive conversation for everyone involved. Then you absolutely need to do that. But then it's like, how do we then come and look at our business and try to find the ways where not to do it defensively, but to do it from a non-scarcity mindset, but of like, what more can we do? Not where can we cover our ass, right? It's like, how can we be even more of if we are leaning into being a one-stop shop, how can we lean more into being a one-stop shop? Right. And so I think there's been a couple things recently, and obviously it dovetails nicely in with our sponsors, but iGuide is offering site plans now. So that's a new product we get to roll out and we get to talk about it.
No one's offering it. It's a differentiator for us. So
yeah, exactly. And then, if we're offering marketing kits from HD Photo Hub, that's a new thing that we can offer. And that's like, that's all what being a one-stop shop is all about.
Yeah.
And so
we're doing same-day deliveries on Fotello. Like we're doing things that we couldn't do 6 months ago.
Right. Well, and those are all things that enhance what we're trying to do with our business, where I think if we're like, oh no, we're getting hit on the luxury side and we've got to pivot and do this luxury stuff. Well, that's a pivot. That's not a continuation or expansion of what we've decided is the best course for our company.
That doesn't feel like it's a strategic move for where we want our company to be. And that's like more of a defensive scramble, and it just puts you in a bad headspace, and it's not good for the business. And we feel like we'll have to pressure our team to do all this. And it's just like, that doesn't feel positive and good.
Right. And so I think where adding, just having new services to add is, I think, always an exciting thing. And like, you don't want to spread yourself too thin. You want to make sure that you're still going to be able to, all these services that you can offer, you want to make sure that you're going to be able to execute them and that they're going to fit within your workflows. But for the ones that we're talking about, I think they absolutely do.
Yeah. And it's like, that's kind of our strategy at this point, is like, we can do all those things and we want every team member to be able to do it. And we have the capacity to do it on short notice. So that's like, to me, like the big differentiator for us in our market. Yeah. There's not many people that can do all of those services on short notice, deliver it next day, have the quality be excellent.
Right.
And anywhere in the county. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, that's our strength for sure.
Yeah. No, because if you are just a solo shooter and you're busy, you're going to be booked up. You're not going to be able to do it until next week or whatever. Yeah. So we've both been there. We know how that is.
Yeah. You just run out of hours in the day and you just can't say yes to everything. So that's not a good place to be either.
Yeah, for sure. So I think really what it does kind of boil down to is making sure that we're in the right mindset. And that mindset is not scarcity. It's not being defensive. And it is making sure that we're on the offensive. And like and I think the other factor of that is, okay, we have new products, we have whatever. It's also marketing. We just always have to make sure that we are continuing to market. And a lot of that marketing that we need to do is that in-person marketing. And so that's one of the ways, I mean, because I think that's another one of our vulnerabilities in this whole thing is like, Mark and I have been the face of the company. Everyone knows us. And as we pull back from shooting more and more and more, people don't see us as much. And so we need to have that face time with the agents. So
and they just see our teammates, and we've got new teammates. So it's like kind of, people that they're not super familiar with. So it's like to keep that tight relationship. And this industry is all about relationships. It's like,
absolutely,
we got to be there. And like we've said, we've been focused on the studio and this and that and the start of the year and hiring and training. So it's like, you can kind of slip on the marketing a bit.
Yeah, we haven't been out doing the in-person stuff as much. And so we really need to get back out there for sure. For sure. And, and our social media is going great. We're having more content out there. We've been in a little bit of it, not enough, but, because your marketing is all these different pillars, and it's like social media is one, but the in-person stuff is probably more important. And,
and the events, or if you're at a caravan, broker, open or whatever, then the realtors are more relaxed. And that's kind of when you can have more conversations, or they might be more privy to be like, oh, you guys doing this kind of thing. Or then you kind of can get your kind of feelers out in the industry of what people are looking for or what they want. Or
and continuing to try to book broker presentations. I mean, that's big. We've kind of made the rounds. It's probably about due for us to start making the rounds again on a lot of these places.
Yeah. And there's some we haven't hit that I keep talking about. So it's like, let's hit them. I don't love doing them, but it's like they are good. And we just
more action, less talk.
Yes.
That's like this podcast. No, it's actually all talk, no action.
Except for the very end, there's some action.
That's right. Yeah, we do action. Oh, that would have been a perfect segue, but I don't think we're quite there yet. But and this is more, and maybe for myself too, because I think I can get, I can get all worked up about the stuff. I don't know. I don't know if people have ever noticed that about me. That I
get a bee in your bonnet.
Yeah. I can get a bee in my bonnet, and that I can also, I can throw out the hot takes, and I can do those, not only on the show, but I can do them in person in front of realtors and maybe say things I probably shouldn't say. And so I always have to remind myself to I can just be chill. I don't always have to go for the jugular in every situation.
Just because you see an opening, it's just like, just let that one go.
Yeah, exactly. I can just let that go a little bit. So I have actively been trying to work on my mindset around the business, around what my demeanor is, what my attitude is when we're out doing some of these events and these in-person things. Cause I think sometimes even at the in-person things, I get there's one particular event that we've been going to every month where I think I tend to get a little surly, cause it feels like, what the fuck are we even doing here?
I know, you get cynical, we both do, and you're just like, we're kind of eye rolling and just like, here, I guess I'll go talk to this guy again. And you're just kind of like,
and we don't have a good attitude, and then we just sit in the corner.
So you want another drink? Yeah, sure, I'll take another drink.
Yeah. And so so then all of a sudden you're out doing marketing, but because we don't have the right attitude, it's like, we're not actually marketing. We're not actually talking to new agents but a part of it is that event sucks because it's all the same agents and most of them are low volume. And,
we've kind of run our course, I think, with that particular event, but there's so many other things in the caravans and things where there's not the music and everyone's drinking. It's more of a relaxed atmosphere, and you can have real conversations with people. And I like that because it's like this rotating thing of agents, right? So you're constantly getting new people coming in the door at open houses. So I feel like that's our thing to double down on. Yeah.
And for sure. And I think the other question that, we may want to ask to some more of our clients is the Jeff question, the classic, what do we have to do to lose your business? And on a few of them I know now. Just because we've lost their business. But, that is a great question to ask a client, because it puts them in the frame of mind of like, well, yeah, what would it take? And then, when we've asked that of people, they've usually been like, well, you couldn't lose my business, we love you. And, okay, but what would we really have to do?
Yeah.
And then it forces them to maybe come up with something that you're actually not doing that great at.
Yeah, because it's kind of that backwards question that does make them think a little bit and just not spit out a generic answer. So you do get some juicy stuff.
Yeah. But I don't like it. See, this is the thing is I am still too hung up with the emotion of it. Like, I'm like, I don't want to ask that question. I don't want to plant that seed in your mind, in your mind. But I think it is a really good question to ask. But even now, I don't like asking it.
No, it's a little bit awkward and weird, but there's definitely some people we need to check in with, I feel like, because they're, just this kind of reminds you that not everything is set in stone. And just because you've shot for them for 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, whatever, it's like no one's locked in on this thing. So
no. Divorce lawyers make a lot of money.
Yes. They're very wealthy lawyers. Yeah.
So, I think nothing lasts. Everything dies, everything ends.
Right.
I mean, that's the truth of it. And I
Yeah.
think sometimes you also just have to be sanguine about the fact that things do end, and you can't be everything to everyone. You can't retain all your clients for all eternity. It's just not how it works.
No. And it's just like, just because we were used to that, because we were kind of the only game in town for a while, we're not anymore. And it's like we've mentioned so many times, it's like we have this huge market share.
Yeah.
And it's like the smart agents are looking around the edges to be different and do different things. So we just have to be okay with losing a listing here or a client there.
Yeah.
Because the bottom, the pyramid of our business is strong at the base, and we're gaining new people and we're solid. So
Right. No, exactly. So I think it's mindset, just take the emotion out of it as hard as that is for us emotional artists, so many of us.
And it might, I feel like it is easier for me now because Molly's taking over so much of the social media that I'm not in the Upmarket media account looking at what every agent's doing and posting and where they are. And I just kind of have let that go because I'm not in that ecosystem as much anymore. So I used to, and I'll be sending you, so-and-so shot for this guy.
Yeah.
I just kind of, we see it a little bit, but I don't need to be seeing that every day and be in there because that just keeps your mindset down in that place.
Right. No, exactly. It's the comparison thing. So
I get emotional.
Oh, you do?
Well, I mean, definitely, I don't share it with you guys unless, it's certain agent, but, it is sometimes hard to see someone that used to use you guys and now doesn't.
Yeah.
But I take it with a grain of salt at certain points, but I do bring it to your attention if it's somebody I'm like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah. Well, and I think, it puts us in the position of a lot of the other photographers around that used to, they had agents that then use us. And so,
or they're following us and saying, who are they shooting for? I see, because the same people are looking at our stories and watching.
Yeah.
Right.
So you see the eyeballs.
Right. Oh yeah. I don't even have access to it. So I never got the password. So I'm like, I'm kind of happy.
It's kind of good to be in the dark a bit.
I don't know. It's kind of the curse of social media, right? It's that whole comparison thing. And like, you want to keep tabs on it because you kind of want to know what's going on. Like if you all of a sudden you're losing like 30% of your clients, I think you do want to know about that,
right. For sure. But on the edges, one or two skirting here and there, that's just normal business.
That is just normal. When I do see the people that are engaging with our product, that's when it's fun, is when I can highlight that in the comments. That's where I find the joy in engaging with our clients.
All right. So I either need to take some action or do some therapy. Let's take some action.
No therapy today. Cancel that.
Yeah. No, my therapy got canceled this morning. So can you tell?
The audience is the therapist today. So you're welcome.
Exactly. Molly, you're my new therapist.
All right. Sit back, read.
Well, yeah, that's right. She is my therapist, actually, my real estate media therapist.
Once the glasses come on,
I forgot about that.
Molly. Our matching orange glasses.
Our action items today are sponsored by Pixel CRM, the only CRM that is made by a real estate photographer for real estate photographers and media professionals. It's an amazing tool, fully fleshed out. You can do so many things with Pixel CRM. I urge you to check it out. It's Pixel CRM. That's PIXLCRM.com. And if you add right after that.com, if you add a little /Upmarket, you're going to be able to get a free month of service to check it out. So check out pixelcrm.com/Upmarket. All right. Action items. Mark, you have one.
Yeah, one came to me.
Okay.
It's just, more in line of what we're talking about. It's just kind of stepping back and taking that kind of macro look at your business and your industry locally and looking at where things are going. And just trying to be strategic about where you're driving your business and where you want your business to be rather than being in this reactive defensive. Oh, they're using this, they're doing this thing. Like we've been through that. Everyone's doing FPV drone. Let's get an FPV drone. We'll start doing the fly-throughs. And it's just like you don't want to be chasing shiny objects in this industry because there's this AI tool and this thing. There's so many things. Like you want to be strategic about how you want your business to be now and in a year and 2 to 5 years, and keep on that path and be aware of these things, but don't let them consume you to the point where you kind of lose focus on what you and your business is doing.
All right. Love it. Okay. Mine's easy. Ask one client the question, what do I have to do to lose your business? That's the action item.
I like it.
You can do it.
We can do it.
Well, you don't mind if you do it instead of me?
Sure, I'll do the next one.
We'll do it's the collective us. So when I prescribe action items for us, that means you.
Got it.
Okay.
The collective we is me. Yeah.
Exactly. It's kind of like marriage.
It is, yes. Yeah. We need to do this. Yes, honey. Yeah.
That means you need to do it. Okay. There you go. Molly, thank you so much for producing and being
my pleasure.
Social media expert. Thank you, of course, to all of our sponsors. We, love all you all.
Love them.
And then Mark, thank you.
Yeah. Good to be here. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Of course. And thanks to, of course, most of all, our
all those listeners out there.
Yeah, listeners, viewers.
Watchers,
what are they? What are they called? Watchers. Yeah.
Participants almost.
Yes, participants. Thank you. Yeah. And we'll be back next week with another whole show.
Yes, we will.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Upmarket is a production of Upmarket Studios and is produced by Molly Peart and edited by Bethany Diedrich. Our wish for you this week is to not have to do any Friday Night Twilight shoots. Thank you for everything.